right now. Eyewitness Sports.
So yesterday was all about hockey from the pros all the way down to high school, and today we go all basketball. Although no news from the pros that has to do with the Mohawk Valley, we do have important playoff games in the high school and college ranks, along with some news from the Division I women's side. Starting with high school sectionals, Poland the only local school in action tonight, but it is the boys and the girls who were both playing a doubleheader for the Tornadoes. They're both the higher seed in their respective class quarterfinal matchup. Starting with the girls, who tipped off at 5:30 earlier today, the 2022 Class D champion Copenhagen going to the 2023 champ in Poland. The defense is in charge in the first quarter. Poland needs a half-court heave to open some space up, but Lily Martin is there. She converts, and it's 7-3 for the away side. Again, the defense is really good. Steal for Madison Cheek, and she goes coast to coast. Left-hand bank is good, and now the team's starting to figure one another out as the game goes on. Poland caught trying for a steal here. Samantha Stokely down low, doesn't get the whistle, but hits the shot anyway. Copenhagen at this point opened it up to a 34-22 lead, and they held on for the rest of it. Called an upset as the 5th-seeded Knights defeat the 4th-seeded Tornadoes 46-33, the final score. On the boys' side of the Class D bracket, we get this matchup via the biggest sectional upset in any class. 12th-seeded Lafargeville beating 5th-seeded McGraw 52-40 in the first round, so that's Poland's opponent, trying to not be a check on the Red Knights' Cinderella run to the semis. Carter Cookenham just scored his 1,000th point, working early. The star on the other side, though, Nathan Wyatt answers, gets the defender in the air and goes around him. It's the third time in 4 years that there's been a double-digit seed in the Final Four in Class D on the boys' side. This year it's Lafargeville as they win by 9, 55-46. Wyatt finishes with a triple-double, 37 points, 15 boards, and 10 steals. They'll play the winner of top-ranked Sackett's Harbor and Stockbridge in the semis. Some more playoff basketball happening on the D3 men's side tonight as well. The Utica Pioneers, the top seed in the Empire 8 tournament, earning a bye, and so they played their first playoff game tonight, hosting Alfred, who is the 5 seed and took down 4th-seeded Cuca on Tuesday, 80-60. The Saxons and the Pioneers have already played twice this year, Utica winning both of those head-to-heads, although maybe not by as much as you'd think for a 22-3 overall team going against a squad that was 12-14. The first game between the two, which was on the road for the Pios, only saw a 3-point difference, 70-67 the final score, while the rematch at home for Utica went a little more as you'd think, an 83-66 final. And this one kind of met in the middle, 70-61 the final score as Tommy Morial gets a double-double, 20 points, 11 rebounds in the 9-point victory. So the other semifinal is the 2 and 3 seed. Nazareth hosting St. John Fisher. They traveled. That contest was also tonight, tipped off half an hour after Utica's, but we do have a final score from that one as well, and it's going to be the Golden Flyers moving on, so the 1 versus the 2 seed in the E8 championship on the men's side. And finally, on the national stage, a chance at some history tonight. The 17th in the country ranked Syracuse women's basketball team hosted ACC opponent Duke. The head-to-head between the Orange and the Blue Devils, not really the story. Instead, the status of Syracuse guard Diasia Fair, who was just 26 points behind Brittany Griner for 5th place on the women's college basketball all-time leading scorers list. She went in at 3,257 since starting her collegiate career at Buffalo and transferring alongside now Orange head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack to Cuse. She averaged just over 22 points per game, so that 26 number was definitely reachable in front of the home crowd at the JMA Wireless Dome. She didn't really get there, finishes with 22 points, so right along with her season average as the Orange fall to the Blue Devils 57-45. Cuse was a 1.5-point favorite. One and only time that they'll play the Dukies this year. Right now, they were 22-4, make it 22-5 overall. 12-3, make it 12-4 in ACC play, giving them the 2nd spot in the conference, only behind Virginia Tech, as previously mentioned, ranked as the number 17 team in the nation. Meanwhile, Duke came in above 500 overall, 16-9, but a loss tonight would have made them just a single game above that same 500 mark in conference. They came in at 8-6, but they don't have to worry about that. Now 9-6 in the ACC. After tonight, the Orange just 2 games remaining in the regular season at home against 8-19 overall Pitt, and then a big game on the road at 6th-ranked 23-3 overall NC State. There's more Eyewitness News coming up right after the break.